Your first mistake as a private investigator is believing the client is the victim. A wife pays you to follow her husband for 3 nights. She says she only wants the truth. Night 1, he lies about where he is. He says he is working late. He is not at work. Night 2, you find another woman. Not in a motel. Not in a cheap scandal. In a quiet restaurant, speaking like people with history. Night 3, you discover the part your client never mentioned. She is not only looking for betrayal. She is building ammunition. That is when the fantasy dies. You are not a hero in a trench coat. You are a stranger paid to enter the most private room in someone's life. Every level of this job asks the same question. If the truth destroys someone, are you still the good guy for finding it? Today, you start at the bottom. By the top, people will pay you more to control truth than to discover it. Level 1. Intake runner. You're not investigating yet. You're answering the phone when someone else's life begins to crack. Your job is to listen. You collect documents. You ask for dates. You write down what people say before they start improving their own story. The wife sounds devastated. Her husband is cold, secretive, always on his phone. She says she needs proof because her own mind is becoming a prison. The first rule is uncomfortable. Pain is not the same as honesty. Someone can be hurt and still be hiding the part that makes them look dangerous. Pain is not proof. It is only the beginning of the interview. That is the first argument this job creates. If someone hires you to expose a liar, should you trust them just because they reached you first? You move up when you stop hearing emotion as evidence. Everyone calls it progress. What it really gives you is proximity. Level 2. Surveillance trainee. Your office now has wheels. Your schedule belongs to people who do not know you exist. You sit. You wait. You log arrivals and exits. You learn that investigation is not dramatic. It is boredom with consequences. On the wife case, you follow the husband expecting a secret apartment. Instead, he drives to a hospital parking garage and sits alone for 40 minutes. Your camera is ready. Your instructions are clear, but the image feels wrong before you even take it. Here is the part people do not like saying out loud. The difference between surveillance and stalking is often paperwork, payment, and permission. Permission can make intrusion legal. It does not always make it clean. You are not breaking into a life, but you are close enough to feel like you are. At 3 in the morning, that difference gets smaller. You move up when you stop asking only where someone went. You start asking who needs the answer and what they plan to do with it. Level 3. Domestic investigator. This is where cases stop being clean. Affairs, custody fights, hidden accounts, families that look normal from the street. You compare dates, check public records, verify patterns, build a timeline strong enough to survive anger, denial, and lawyers. The husband was not meeting a lover. He was helping pay for medical treatment the wife already knew about. The other woman was his sister. When you tell the wife, she is not relieved. She asks whether any photo can still make him look unstable in court. That is when you learn the rule nobody advertises. The client is not always the victim. Sometimes the client is the first person who understood how to use the system. Some people do not want truth. They want leverage. This is where the comment section should split. If you suspected your partner was cheating, would you hire someone? And if someone followed you for 3 nights, would you call that justice? You wanted to help people find answers. Now you understand that answers can be used like knives. You are not less useful. You are less naive. Then the clients change. They speak calmly. They pay quickly. And somehow, the room feels colder. Level 4. Corporate fact finder. Now the secrets wear clean shirts. Fraud, harassment, vendor theft, internal leaks, convenient allegations. You interview witnesses, check records, build reports. Everything sounds professional. That is what makes it dangerous. A company hires you to investigate a leak. They say one employee is disloyal. They hand you a name before you even open the file. After 2 days, the pattern is obvious. The employee is not the leak. He is the easiest person to blame. At this level, the truth is not only the report. The truth is what the report allows powerful people to do next. Facts can become weapons with letterhead. A true sentence can still be used for a dishonest purpose. You remember the wife. Different clothes. Same hunger. Some people do not want the whole truth. They want the usable part. You move up again when you realize one bad conclusion does not just close a case. It can rewrite a life. Level 5. Senior Investigator. Now you manage complex cases across cities. You are no longer chasing one person. You are designing the hunt. You assign fieldwork, protect evidence chains, decide which lead deserves money, time, and pressure. Your judgment becomes the product. A missing money case crosses 3 offices. One assistant looks guilty because she is nervous. Everyone wants the simple answer. But nervous is not guilt. Nervous is sometimes poverty, fear, a history of being blamed before anyone listened. The brutal rule is this: a bad lead does not only waste time, it teaches everyone to believe the wrong reality. The easiest suspect is often the least protected person. You begin to lose ordinary trust. Every coincidence looks designed. Every friendly answer sounds rehearsed. You can solve cases and still become harder to love. Then the highest paying clients arrive. They are not panicking. That is what makes them frightening. Level 6. High-profile discreet operator. Celebrities, executives, heirs, political families, people whose secrets have market value. You verify threats, find leaks, test claims before they become scandals. One sentence from you can move money, marriages, careers, and elections. A public figure hires you because someone is threatening to release a file. He says it is false. He says his family will be ruined. Then you verify it. The file is real. The threat is real. And the person paying you is not afraid of being lied about. He is afraid of being accurately seen. At lower levels, people fear not knowing. At this level, people fear being known. Wealth does not erase shame. It hires professionals to manage it. Some clients hire you because they were betrayed. Some hire you because they want control. Some hire you because they need a clean excuse to destroy someone they already hate. So here is the harder question. If exposing the truth hurts innocent people too, is hiding it always wrong? If you keep climbing, you stop being hired for your camera, your databases, or your patience. You are hired because you know what truth can do. Level 7. Truth Broker. You are the person called before lawsuits, resignations, divorces, mergers, and public disasters. You do not just find information. You decide what it means, who needs to know, when they should know, how much of it the situation can survive. Years later, you remember that first wife, not because the case was big, because she taught you the real job before you knew the job. She did not need you to discover the truth. She needed you to make one version of truth usable in court. The husband was not innocent in every way. The wife was not lying about every feeling. That was the disturbing part. Real cases rarely give you clean monsters. The final rule is simple. Truth is not automatically justice. Sometimes it is medicine. Sometimes it is fire. Your job is to know the difference before everyone burns. At the top, you have access, money, reputation, clients who answer when you call. But you also have a private list of things you wish you never learned. You can no longer hear a simple story without checking what is missing. You can no longer watch a happy couple without wondering who is performing. So your life as a private investigator was never really about catching liars. It was about learning what people become when truth threatens the version of themselves they need to keep. Everyone says they want the truth. Fewer people know what they would do 5 minutes after receiving it. And fewer still know what they would do if the truth made them the villain. If you started at the bottom, you wanted answers. If you reached the top, you learned the harder question: how much truth can a life actually hold?